Have you ever felt like certain relationships in your life are draining you, leaving you emotionally and mentally exhausted rather than recharged and uplifted? Do you sometimes wonder why some people who claim to be close to you seem to take more from you than they give in return? What if the key to achieving your full potential, fulfilling your mission, and walking the path you were destined for lies in carefully selecting who you allow into your life? If you're reading this, it's likely that you're already on a journey of self-discovery or spiritual awakening. And understanding how to protect your energy is essential for your growth. In this video, we will explore 10 types of relationships that may be holding you back, as well as ways to recognize and protect yourself from emotional and spiritual harm. These insights will not only help you on your path, but may also inspire you to let go of the toxic connections that no longer serve you. Emotional drainage. A silent assassin. One of the first signs that a relationship may not be serving you is the emotional toll it takes. Have you ever spent time with someone and felt completely drained afterward, as if you've given every ounce of energy and left with nothing in return? This emotional drainage often stems from relationships that are unbalanced or one-sided. Instead of feeling uplifted, inspired, or even neutral after interactions, you find yourself exhausted, anxious, or even physically depleted. The reality is that relationships should be a source of joy, support, and inspiration, not a cause of stress or emotional wear. If your relationship feels like it's leaving you with an empty tank, it's time to reevaluate whether this connection is truly in alignment with your life's mission. Why should you continue to invest in relationships that cause you more harm than good? The answer may be difficult, but letting go of toxic connections can be one of the most empowering steps you take for your well-being. The people who drain your emotional energy might not even realize the toll they are taking on you. They could be asking for too much of your time, or they might rely on you to fulfill emotional needs without considering your own. Are these relationships truly serving both parties, or are you simply offering your energy to fill a void in someone else's life? Recognizing emotional drainage is the first step in reclaiming your power. The lack of emotional reciprocity. A one-sided affair. What happens when you continuously give and never receive? In a healthy relationship, whether it's a friendship, romantic partnership, or even a professional bond, there should be a sense of emotional reciprocity. This means both parties invest in each other's well-being, growth, and happiness. Unfortunately, not all relationships are balanced in this way. Some people will only take, leaving you to feel depleted and undervalued. When you find yourself constantly giving without receiving, you begin to question the authenticity of the relationship. Are these people genuinely interested in your well-being, or are they simply using you as a source of emotional support to feel better about themselves? It's important to ask yourself these difficult questions. Relationships that lack emotional reciprocity not only drain your energy, but also prevent you from truly experiencing the deep connection and mutual support that are necessary for personal growth and success. Constant quarreling. A war of words who wants to live in an environment filled with constant conflict and tension. Sadly, some relationships are dominated by endless quarrels, arguments, and drama. Constant fighting, whether with a friend, family member, or partner, can create an environment of negativity and chaos. And if these conflicts are spilling over into your life, it's even harder to maintain your emotional and spiritual well-being. People who are involved in constant quarrels often struggle to control their emotions, and this instability can have a ripple effect on those around them. Have you ever been in a situation where you were forced to take sides, or were pressured into defending your stance on an issue, despite not wanting to get involved in the conflict? The emotional toll of such relationships can be overwhelming. You are not obligated to endure these unnecessary battles. Instead, it's essential to distance yourself from individuals who thrive on drama and conflict. What's the true cost of constantly engaging in these quarrels? Think about the energy and time you could invest in positive, supportive relationships, instead of wasting it on fights that lead nowhere. The key to thriving emotionally and spiritually is to create space for peace. And that means walking away from constant turmoil, disrespect for others' concerns, a lack of empathy. Do you know someone who constantly minimizes your concerns, disregards your feelings, or dismisses your emotional needs? This lack of empathy can be incredibly damaging to your emotional health. In any relationship, mutual respect and understanding are fundamental. If someone cannot respect your emotions or concerns, it's a major red flag that the relationship is unhealthy. Whether it's a partner who brushes off your worries, a friend who belittles your struggles, or a family member who invalidates your feelings, the lack of empathy creates a barrier between you and the other person. Healthy relationships require active listening and the ability to offer emotional support when needed. If someone is consistently dismissive, it's time to ask yourself whether they are truly worthy of your time and energy. You deserve to be heard, understood, and respected. If someone consistently disregards your emotional needs, it may be time to distance yourself from them. The impact of emotional neglect can be long-lasting, but you have the power to protect yourself from it. Imposing beliefs. The need for mutual respect. While it's natural for people to have differing beliefs, opinions, and values, it's important to recognize when someone is trying to impose their beliefs on you. Whether it's a religious or political stance, healthy relationships are built on mutual respect for differing viewpoints. No one should ever pressure you into accepting their beliefs or forcing you to align with their personal ideologies. If you find yourself in relationships where the other person continually tries to change your mind or makes you feel inferior because of your beliefs, it's time to reconsider the connection. Imposing beliefs doesn't only apply to religion or politics. It can also manifest in the way someone treats you, imposes their standards, or expects you to live according to their preferences. Respect for individuality is key in maintaining healthy, balanced relationships. Are you in a relationship where your beliefs are respected, or are you being forced to conform to someone else's worldview? The answer will reveal a lot about whether that relationship is genuinely enriching your life or causing unnecessary stress. Feeling distressed after meetings. An emotional check-in. Have you ever felt a sense of distress or unease after spending time with someone, even if the meeting seemed pleasant on the surface? This is another critical sign that a relationship may no longer be healthy for you. A relationship should leave you feeling energized, supported, and understood, not distressed or emotionally drained. If you regularly feel anxious or unsettled after spending time with a person, it may indicate that the connection is toxic, even if you can't quite pinpoint why. Sometimes the underlying emotional imbalance can be subtle. You might not notice it at first, but over time, the cumulative effect of these negative interactions can take a toll on your well-being. Ask yourself, after meeting this person, do I feel better or worse? If the answer is the latter, it's time to seriously consider whether this relationship is worth continuing. Excessive complaining. The energy vampire. We all have moments where we need to vent or express our frustrations. But there's a big difference between sharing your feelings and constantly complaining without seeking a solution. People who are always complaining tend to drain the energy of those around them. They often use others as emotional dumping grounds, offering little in return. Over time, this behavior can create an emotional imbalance that leaves you feeling weighed down and exhausted. Why do some people complain so much? Often, it's because they are not actively working to improve their situation or find solutions. They may have become so accustomed to complaining that they don't realize how much it affects those around them. If you find yourself in a relationship with someone who constantly complains without seeking change, consider how much emotional energy you're giving away. Do you want to continue carrying that burden? It's essential to recognize when it's time to step back from these negative dynamics. Broken promises. A betrayal of trust is the foundation of any strong relationship. When promises are made and repeatedly broken, it creates an atmosphere of dishonesty and disappointment. Relationships that lack trust are doomed to fail. Whether it's a friend who repeatedly fails to show up or a partner who breaks commitments, the damage caused by broken promises is not easily repaired. If someone continuously lets you down, It may be time to confront them or distance yourself from the relationship altogether. Trust is something that must be earned, and once broken, it can be difficult to rebuild. A healthy relationship is built on mutual respect and reliability, something that is often missing when promises are consistently broken. Boasting excessively. The insecurity behind the words people who boast excessively about their past achievements often do so because they feel insecure in the present. They may rely on past successes to validate their sense of self-worth. While it's natural to be proud of accomplishments, excessive boasting can create a toxic atmosphere where others feel diminished or overlooked. If you're in a relationship with someone who constantly flaunts their past achievements, ask yourself what their intentions really are. Are they trying to impress you, or are they genuinely looking for a deep connection? Boasting is often a sign of unaddressed insecurity, and it can create an imbalance in the relationship that detracts from its authenticity. Mixed behavior. Financial and emotional manipulation. One of the most damaging behaviors in any relationship is exploitation, especially when it comes to financial matters. Whether someone is constantly borrowing money without paying it back or taking advantage of your generosity, exploitative behavior can leave you feeling used and unappreciated. Healthy relationships involve mutual respect, and this includes financial responsibility. If someone is consistently trying to take advantage of your financial resources, it's important to recognize this as a sign of exploitation. In addition to financial exploitation, emotional manipulation could also play a role in toxic relationships. If someone is using guilt or manipulation to control you or extract something from you, it's essential to set boundaries and protect your emotional well-being. Exploitation is never acceptable in a healthy relationship. Protecting your energy as a chosen one, it is crucial to protect your emotional, spiritual, and mental health by surrounding yourself with people who uplift and support you. The relationships you keep should be based on mutual respect, trust, and emotional reciprocity. By distancing yourself from individuals who drain your energy, exploit your kindness, or impose their beliefs on you, you create space for positive, nurturing connections that will help you fulfill your life's mission.